All right, well, it looks like I'm at least live on some of our platforms, so I just wanted to get started here. Um, I'm meteorologist Diane Phillips. We are recapping our winter storm. I hope everybody is staying nice and warm on this Friday. I know I'm a little cooled out. That winter chill is back after our rainy start to our storm. We actually had 40s on Tuesday, so that was a nice taste of spring to kind of maybe get those who don't love the snow kind of through till we get a little bit closer to spring. But for the snow lovers, boy, you really had quite the storm here. So we are going to talk about a recap of the storm. Where are our snow totals from the storm? How does that put us for the season? And just kind of talk about snow and recap what we've been through. For those who are just joining in, let me know where you're joining us from. Give me a shout out, and let me know also if you've been able to scoop out as well. I know it's a lot of snow that we have to move on out. And again, for those who are just joining us, I'm meteorologist Diane Phillips. The whole weather team has been working all week to make sure that you could stay ahead of the storm, make it through. And now I just kind of want to recap what we've been through. So a lot of you have been Googling and asking, hey, what are the snow totals? What do those look like? And I'm going to start out with the Toledo Express Airport. Every airport has sensors there, so we're able to get a lot of weather data, so that's good information for all of us to have, and those are spread out all through the country. So at Toledo Express Airport, though, we had a measurement from Wednesday through Thursday night of 12.7 inches. So quite a bit of snow, a foot of snow overall, and just a little bit more. Some saw a little bit less, some had some higher amounts. It really just depends where you're joining us from on that snow, but many of us, like I said, had about a foot of snow. Many of us, though, on this map here, you can see all of us were into the double digits as far as those snowfall totals. One of the highest amounts here is going to be 13 inches, and that was reported just south of the state line into Fulton County. So we have many of us, you'll see 10, 11, 12, and then that 13 inches. We have seen some higher reports, but we are waiting for confirmation on those. So if we can get some of those higher reports, it was coming from Port Clinton. So if I have anybody tuning in from Port Clinton, let me know what you were measuring. Hard part is those you've had blowing snow, so that's going to make it tricky on those measurements. But if you have a pretty good estimation on that, of course, drop that in the comments below. I am love to know, even if you're not in Port Clinton, what you are measuring as far as that snowfall from Wednesday into Thursday. In Monroe County, though, we had 10 inches of snowfall reported, and even in northern Hillsdale County, they had 12 inches. They also had a foot as well. So like I said, many of us having quite the snowstorm. And as far as where this catches us up, normally we sit at this point in the season 24 inches of snowfall. So that's the majority, or about close to the majority of the snow that we see in a season. And so far we're at 20 inches. So we made up quite a bit of ground. We were really lagging behind. So we are finally kind of a little bit closer to being back on pace for winter. We just caught up in quite a quick period of time. So maybe we can spread out any other winter snows that we're going to have. We still have quite a bit of February weather to get through, and we all know there's always that risk of even seeing snow in spring. But we won't talk anymore. We don't want to give Mother Nature any ideas on that. So that's kind of where we're sitting as far as our snow totals for the season. And like I said, that storm really put us back kind of in line of where we should be. I also wanted to compare this storm because I know a lot of folks before were wondering, is it going to be like the blizzard of 78? Is it going to be like last February where we had over a foot of snow? So just kind of comparing the storm, many of us saw roughly 8 to 13 inches across southeast Michigan and northwest Ohio. Last February, when we had that big snowstorm come through, we recorded 14.5 inches of snowfall. So many of us coming in just a little bit under. Like I said, some locations could have seen some reports that are a little bit bigger than that 14.5-inch mark, but we're still going to continue to have those snow totals that are rolling in. Those are typically reported to the National Weather Service, but of course, like I said, you can let me know in the comments what you are seeing. This is, though, more snow than what we, for some locations, had in the blizzard of 78. So at least at 14.5, that was more snow. But also, I just want to remind everybody that the blizzard of 78 was really more of a windstorm rather than a snowstorm. Of course, blowing snow, it's not ideal in any storm, but just the wind gusts there were around 70 miles per hour, and we didn't have that. We had some blustery conditions last night. I know some of you were saying, hey, can you turn the fan down? And we did this morning. Thankfully, we were able to take care of that. But also, I want to thank our snowplow drivers. I know they've been working around the clock. We have ODOT, MDOT, and a lot of our cities and counties that have had workers who had vacations that were canceled because of the storm, and they've been in the trucks salting and plowing, and of course, all of our local community members as well, and those businesses kind of helping to plow out so we can get to the grocery store and we can kind of get back to business. So that'll be good for us next week to kind of have some normalcy back in our lives, back into our routine as well. So thank you to the snowplow drivers who have been out and about clearing things up to kind of get everything back to normal for us. Also a big shout out to emergency responders. I know they've had quite a few calls here, and so we're thankful to them, the sheriff's departments. Also snow emergencies. I don't have a map, but I know we can post in the comments, and maybe some of my digital friends can get that posted. A lot of those snow emergencies are starting to get better, so that is a good sign for us. I know a lot of our cams have been showing conditions that have our roadways a little bit better. Maybe I can pull up a cam here for everybody. Have a little bit of patience. Oh no, so I can't pull up the cam, but I've been seeing pavement on a lot of our cams, so that is good news for us. Just circling back, the Toledo Airport reported over a foot of snow, so that is a good look at those snow totals. I'm also going to look here and kind of bring out those snow totals. Give me 1 second. My computer is not so friendly to me right now. But here's a look at some of those snow totals. I am going to hop over and see what everybody's talking about as far as those comments. Give me 1 second. I hope everybody is commenting how much snow they saw. I also want to know, are you scooped out? Is your driveway clean? Did your neighbors help you out? I know I have some cleanup that I'll have to do. So we're all going to be scooping out as well. So, all right, here we go. Oh, we have plenty of folks tuning in. I'm so thankful for that. Happy to see the hellos from Upper Sandusky. Heather's watching from Upper Sandusky. We also have Shirley. She's from BG. We have Nancy from Huron, Ohio. We also have Stacy. She's joining us from Toledo. So many of us are joining in from multiple places. Nobody's said how much snow they had, so let me know how much snow you got. Here's a look you can kind of see on our map, a pretty widespread, all of us in the double digits. I know I saw some reports out of Lenawee County that were just under that 10-inch mark. But either way, we're going to have to continue to keep an eye to those conditions that are still going to be a little bit snowy, to say the least. Also, with the sun out, that's going to really help our roadways to improve, but just be mindful overnight. We will find those temperatures that are going to be below zero. So anything that is wet here during the day on those roads are going to be icy for tomorrow morning. So just be cautious if you have some early morning plans for your weekend. Oh, someone said Secor near, Laura that is, said that near the state line there on Secor had almost 13.5 inches. So thank you, Laura, for letting us know on that. That sounds like a pretty good measurement there and a healthy snowfall as well. Of course, we also will have updates on what your weekend forecast is going to look like. That is on the WTOL 11 weather app. So though we are through the storm and we can relax, just make sure you give that app a download. We update that constantly. We have your weekend forecast there. We're also going to have a look at the forecast for next week because I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. It's going to be cold next week. So if you make a snowman, he's going to be staying around town. The snow's not going to be melting away all that fast. We only have 1 day on that 10-day forecast that is only above freezing, only 1 day. So this cold air, it is locked in, and I know some of you said that blowing and drifting snow and the winds, that was just crazy. I know Kristen, she said, oh, that was enough. So as far as accumulations totals, this is a pretty good look here on our map. Of course, we're only able to get reports from locations that share them with us. So we are going to be limited on our data on where we can get them, but this is a pretty good look at what we have from north to south and east to west as well. I know we had some sun coming out. I can see it on some of our cams here in the Weather Center, so hopefully you're able to go out and get that sun, and hopefully that helps to clear up your driveway as well. Before I wrap things up, I just again want to say thank you to our snowplow drivers and their families for letting their loved ones go out and clean our roadways for us, and the long hours and the long shifts that they've worked. It really means a lot to all of us to make sure that we can get around safely and, like I said, get back to normal, get into that routine again. So thank you all for joining us. I hope everybody is going to be staying warm here in the next week or so, and also bundle up if you're going to go scoop that snow. Wind chills are into the single digits, so stay warm, have fun building that snowman this weekend, and make sure you tune in later at 5 o'clock. I know Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers, him and meteorologist John Birchfield are going to be back recapping some of the storm as well, and also making sure you are ready for your weekend. So make sure you have a great weekend, and happy Friday.